Uranus and Pluto are going to be in an exact trine. And actually, where this new moon sits, this solar eclipse, it's in a grand trine. And Uranus is sudden, unexpected events. Pluto is atomic energy. When Pluto was discovered, that's when nuclear energy began. So it's like this. I'm a big, proponent of using the outer planets. And what's interesting is in Vedic astrology, they say you can't use the outer planets, or at least that's what they told me many years ago before I started. Because remember, I did Western astrology for 20 years before I started into Vedic. I've been an astrologer for 45 years, or I don't like to say that, but but it is a fact. And but looking at this, the outer planets, when they came into our being, they influenced us so heavily as to what their energies were all about. So Pluto was discovered in atomic nuclear energy came in. Neptune was discovered, and get this, it was when photography and videos or silent movies came into being. And so what is Neptune? The things we can't see, the things that aren't real, right? And that's what a movie is. That's what photography is. It's something that looks real, but it's not. And so it brought that into being. And when Uranus was discovered, the whole industrial revolution came into being. Uranus rules discoveries and the future. So each of these planets brought that into being. So, but going back to the Vedic concept of not using them, I don't use them in terms of ruling houses in a chart. But anytime an outer planet is really close to one of your inner planets, that inner planet, what I mean by an inner planet is one that's visible to the naked eye, is so heavily influenced, that planet doesn't operate the same. Because here's the thing with the outer planets, they rule the collective unconscious. So as they move, and they move very slow, they create huge, big trends in our society, in our world, and change things dramatically. And I often think that these outer planets, as they do change signs, as they do conjunct other planets, such as Uranus coming together, trining in an aspect called a trine to Pluto, this opens the door to some kind of unexpected event with power or nuclear energy, okay? And the Saturn-Neptune, see, Neptune's influencing Saturn right now. So they don't rule houses, but they influence the planets they're next to, but they influence the whole collective consciousness. And as these outer planets actually change signs or aspect one another, they actually elevate human consciousness. So I'm looking at the Uranus-Pluto trine as a change of consciousness happening on the planet. We are going through a big change where things will never be the same. We can't go back to thinking the old way. Things are opening in a new way. Our consciousness will be elevated. And boy, do we need that right now. But right now, all this darkness is being exposed so that we can heal it. And it's going to put humanity in a whole different level. And that's the positive that I see. Consciousness is opening and it's expanding. And we're going to have people operating from a higher level of consciousness. And also with that, you're going to see that that's where all the invention comes about, the healing, and also the healing modalities that are going to be out there that can actually start healing diseases that we never thought we could heal before. We're going towards that. And I think life expectancy is going to be expanded. I hope it doesn't get I hope it's not too far out where it's not going to be helpful for me. It'll be helpful for you, Henry. But yeah, this is so exciting. And going back to the fact that astrology is here for our guidance. And I told you this before, but Jyotish is what Vedic astrology is called in India. It's actually called that in the ancient Vedas. That's why we call it Vedic astrology, because the oldest reference to astrology is in the ancient Vedic scriptures, which is some of the oldest scriptures that were passed down through oral tradition even. And, it came into being as written. But I'll tell you, in the ancient Vedas, Jyotish is called the science of light. And in these scriptures, all of these different, like yoga and all these different techniques, Ayurveda, they are attributed to different parts of the body of man. And astrology are the eyes of the Vedas. So what does that tell you? If astrology is the eyes in the Vedas and it's the science of light, it gives us vision into the darkness to see the things we need to see. I believe astrology is the most divine tool given to us by the divine to help us, give us guidance. Because if we know where the planetary energies are going, we're better equipped for guidance in our personal lives and as a society and a humanity.
Hey there, Inspired Evolutionary. If you absolutely love this, well then here's a full conversation with this guest on the Inspired Evolution podcast. Check it out now.